Lordship, the Chief Justice, the religious leaders, the Right Honorable Archbishop Kazimba Mugalu, Right Honorable Anthony Zua, Bishop of Chiinda Mitiana, Bishop Mate of the Bachwanga. The seventh day are called Bachwanga, if you don't know them. The other bishops, Bishop Ruede, Bishop Serwada, and all the other bishops, and the ministers, everybody here, members of the diplomat corps. When I come to this Thanksgiving, first of all, I'm reminded of my Mbara High School and entire days by the songs. What a friend we have in Jesus. That is entire. The other one, Mbara High School. So I thank you so much for taking me back in history. Secondly, one time Jesus with his disciples, they were crossing a lake. I think Galilee or something. And then wind came. There was strong wind. Jesus was asleep. Now the disciples started panicking. We are going to die. But when Jesus woke up, he said, "You people of little faith, mwe abokukiriza kutono." So I think the Ugandans, God should rebuke us a bit for being of little faith. Because when the other last year started, people were really panicking. You have even forgotten the problems. You remember there were locusts. Do you remember locusts? NCJ. Oh, NCJ. NCJ zigenda kumala wemmere. Tugenda kufa. And abanadini were saying, NCJ bwezijja Katonda batunyigidde and we are going to all perish. You remember the NCJ? The locusts. What happened? Where are the locusts? Mundage NCJ weziri. Obazaria kisimaye ntizaria. I don't think they even ate 2 acres of cassava. There was an old arrangement with what they called the Desert Locust Control Organization. They were there just running up and down with one small aircraft for the whole region. But we said no, we should defeat the locusts. And we deployed UPDF and we defeated the locusts. Where are the locusts now? Which food did they eat? I didn't see it. I even saw some of them in Kitgum there. But the locusts were defeated. The landslides in Kasese, in Mount Elgon, you remember? The rising waters of the lake. The lakes chased some people who had invaded the lake. And people were worried. Then this corona. And then as Mama was praying, the elections, the violence, the what? But God, the cattle rustlers. We had also the problem of cattle rustlers in Karamoja. And then we had the Vijambia in Masaka. Vijambia. And now we had these bombs in Kampala. They were supposed to be, they ended up being 5, but others were arrested before. There were more than that. So therefore, for me, I am here to praise the Lord for enabling us to overcome all these challenges, which came at almost at the same time. But we were able, God enabled us to defeat them. I've been active for the last 60 years, starting in the 1960s. And during in our area there, we had, even in the school system here, we had a debate. What should a Christian do? And in 1965, when we had a scripture union conference at Muiri, that's where actually our differences came out within the scripture union. Because some of our people were saying, no, the work of the Christian is to pray. Especially some of our Bazungu scripture people. Because I was a Mlokole at that time, a very active Mlokole. And then when I would raise social issues, political issues, like the issue of racism in Southern Africa, these people would say, no, you Museveni, you are backsliding now. You are backsliding. Because you are concerning yourself with worldly things. You should just pray about them. You pray. The job of a Christian is to pray. I didn't agree. I said, but when Jesus found people sitting in the Ekaru, Jesus was violent. He overturned the tables, just the people who were sitting there, and there's no record that he paid compensation. So we couldn't agree. We couldn't agree on the issue of what does the Christian side was no. And I supported myself also. I had my theology, which I supported myself. I said, in the book of Genesis, God has already empowered us. See, you establish dominion over nature. Katonda yamalada okutulagira kyokukola. And then the other portions of the Bible, like so, in this crisis of this year, these 2 years actually, because it was 2020 and 2021, the whole 2 years, for me, I can bear witness here that by praying and doing, we have overcome, I don't know how many calamities. I think there were like 7. You can count them. We have overcome them by praying and doing, building capacity. You see, for instance, I had forgotten the floating islands. You know, the water rose up but there were also floating islands which were going to destroy the power dams. That was also another problem. Now, it so happened that we had bought very, very many equipments from Japan. And these are the ones we use now to remove the islands, which were going to threaten the dams. So therefore, my own firm belief, which I normally tell the religious people, is even our people, balugeredda nti lubaale mbeera nembiri kwotadde. I don't know how our people got that proverb, whether they did it after the Christians had come or it was before, I don't know. I would ask. In Uganda they say, lubaale the Katonda, God help me, but also put your effort. Also put your effort. So, we are here to, this is really a real thanksgiving, because the challenges were very serious. Very serious. Yeah. These were not small challenges. Locusts, landslide, floating islands, rising water levels, akauka, corona, elections, terrorism, all. Now, coming on the issue of what Pastor Jumba and others were talking about, the question of livelihood and jobs for our people. What I would like to say is a Runyankore proverb. Endimi nyingi itukuruza obushera. Many tongues spoil the broth. When you are cooking porridge, traditional porridge, when somebody says, put in the flour, and then another says, no, it's not yet time. Then another one says, the water is too much. Another one, the water is too little. the porridge will be spoiled. I think the problem, the solutions are there. The solutions are there, and there are examples. But I think there are too many tongues in the minyingi. You should take the question of jobs. There are people who have listened to the message of the NRM. Because we addressed all this long ago in writing, not only just talking. For instance, there's a group in Kabarore where we take people as examples, especially a group led by somebody called Nyakana. These are people who had nothing. But when they listened to our message and they started commercial farming on a small scale, 1 acre. In that area they have already fragmented land, and they are farming, the average land holding is 1 acre per family. So while the NRM was talking of a 4 acres model, for them they said, for us we no longer have 4 acres, but we shall use 1 acre. Now, those people like Nyakana is earning 240 million shillings a year from that 1 acre. We are talking of the middle income. Nyakana has already entered the middle income. in middle income status, and all his people. 240 million, that's about $66,000. And if you say the average family of Uganda is 5 people, that's about $13,000 per capita. That's high middle income. And Nyakana and his wife were councillors, but in the local government, then they left. Now they didn't have jobs. Now they are employing 15 people, including excluding themselves. So if they include themselves, that would be 17. So if the people wake up, and each family, by going into commercial agriculture, the ones in the rural areas, we are 43 million now. If you divide by 5, that's about 9 million families. Let's assume that 2 million families are in the towns, but let's use the 7 million in the rural areas. And they agree, even if you have got 1 acre or 2 acres or 3, to go into commercial agriculture. And each one could get 10 jobs. Forget about 15 of Nyakana. 7 million families, each one creating 10 jobs. That is 70 million jobs. You would not have enough workers in Uganda. You will have to import workers from other countries. Yeah. And you know that one has happened in the past. When the British introduced coffee here and cotton, that's how workers came from Rwanda, from Burundi, from South Sudan to come and work on the coffee chambers, because there was some commercial activity. So if we all wake up and speak one language, and all these rural families go into commercial agriculture, this issue of jobs would be addressed. Yesterday we were talking about the problem of corruption. That's a very serious problem, but it can be solved. It can be solved. I talked about it yesterday. I don't have to repeat it here. In the meantime, the economy is growing, because the economy is mainly driven by peace and the private sector, and by infrastructure. So the economy is now big in spite of the corruption. If, for instance, you take electricity, we have now got surplus electricity of 500 megawatts. We have so much electricity, we don't have enough consumers. But this is very easy. Once we drive, we get more factories. It is much easier, because in the past it was very difficult to get factories because you didn't have electricity. Now we have more electricity than the consumers. So let the government people go out and bring more factories. I was talking with Bahati the other day. That factory of steel, how much power would it consume? You don't know. But I think it will consume something like 200, maybe 20 megawatts or something like that. So therefore, the situation is good, but we should know how to act. And especially to listen to one another, because we don't listen to one another. That's what the other young man was saying, the one who knelt. We don't coalesce ideas. NRM is saying this, other people are saying that, traditional leaders are saying that. If we speak the same language, solutions are there. They are already in place, and there's proof. The fact that we have ended this year of so many calamities successfully shows that we cannot fail. With these few words, I wish everybody, I congratulate you, all of us, we congratulate ourselves to getting to the 10th of December. I hope we shall finish the whole year. And then we go to a happy 2022. Thank you very much. God be with you. Thank you. Yes, the offerings, we normally don't collect offerings here, but recently some Christians said, you people, you are annoying God. How can you come and you say your Thanksgiving and you just come swinging your arms only? Bring something for the work of God. So that's why I said, this time, these Thanksgivers must give something. So what we have collected today, I don't know how much it is, we give it to the Interreligious Council, because they are the organizers of this. The Interreligious Council, this is the one headed by, who is heading it now? You are the one heading it. But you are heading the inter-Christian. No, this is interreligious. Okay, you are the right address. Very good. So we give it to the Interreligious Council. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We now come to a close of the service, and the Right Honourable Speaker of Parliament and the Right Honourable Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Your Excellency, they put in their apologies, as well as our Secretary General of the NRM Party, who is represented by Ambassador Barbara Nekesa, our Treasurer, and also Pope Nuncio Brinko was here. I want him to stand. Oh, I think there was something with the microphone. I was saying, Your Excellency, thank you, but also to register apologies of the Right Honourable Speaker of Parliament and Deputy Speaker of Parliament, and the Right Honourable Secretary General of NRM, who is represented by Ambassador Barbara Nekesa Oundo here. Nekesa, you are here. And actually you have solved the problem because she's our treasurer. So when you handed over the offerings, I was happy that we don't have to bother her. Then Pope Nuncio Bishop Balinko is also here, representative of the Pope and Archbishop. So that's all. We can stand up now and sing the anthems in reverse order, and we'll be leaving again in reverse order. We shall now wave at His Excellency the President and Mama and wish them Merry